We shall commence the proceedings of today's convocation with the recitation from the Holy Quran. For that, I request Mahab bin Khalid of School of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Geoinformatics Engineering Program to please come forward for the recitation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد وإنه لحب الخير لشديد أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور وحصل ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. By the galloping, panting horses, and the producers of sparks when striking, and the chargers at dawn, stirring up clouds of dust and penetrating into the heart of enemy lines. Indeed, mankind to his Lord is ungrateful, and indeed, he is to that a witness. And they are truly extreme in their love of worldly gains. Do they not know that when the contents of the graves will be spilled out, and the secrets of the hearts will be laid bare? Surely their Lord is all aware of them on that day. Sadaqallahul Azim.
Jazakallah. Ladies and gentlemen, we extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Datuk Seri, Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, and all the esteemed dignitaries from Malaysia. We also welcome the chief guest of today's ceremony, Mr. Jam Kamal Khan, Pakistan's Federal Minister for Commerce, for gracing the special convocation. Today's August ceremony is being held as the special convocation of NUST for the conferment of honorary degree of the Doctor of Philosophy on the Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this momentous occasion, I would like to invite Registrar NUST to proceed with the opening of the convocation. Sir.
I, Registrar NUST, request the Honorable Chief Guest, Jam Kamal Khan, the Federal Minister for Commerce, to kindly declare the convocation open. Sir.
I declare the convocation open.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request the Rector NUST, Lieutenant General Retired Javed Mahmood Bukhari, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military, to deliver his welcome address. Please, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Excellency Mr. Jam Kamal Khan, Federal Minister for Commerce, government officials, excellencies, diplomats, distinguished guests, NUST faculty and students, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my personal privilege to welcome all our distinguished guests to this special convocation ceremony of the National University of Sciences and Technology, commonly known as NUST. In past almost 30 years, NUST has rapidly evolved into an SDG-engaged, innovation-driven, and research-oriented higher education institution. Ladies and gentlemen, our robust startup and entrepreneurial ecosystem drives innovation and contributes to the research commercialization with the ultimate objective of providing credible and cost-effective solutions to the real-world societal challenges. This profile of NUST makes it an institution which is contributing to the national growth through the knowledge economy. Today, our graduates are considered an asset for any organization, institution, or the society they serve. This has only been possible because of a meaningful support that we get from the government of Pakistan, the Ministry of Science and Technology, and of course, the great efforts of the NUST fraternity, and actually every member of it has contributed to this growth. Ladies and gentlemen, the NUST community firmly believes in transcending borders, building partnerships while promoting ideas and knowledge sharing. It is in this backdrop that we continuously seek to strengthen our ties with institutions worldwide. As the world faces new set of challenges, universities like NUST are crucial in cultivating thought leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, today's convocation is being held to honor His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim with the honorary doctorate of NUST. Known for his reformist vision, superior intellect, and inclusive leadership, he has been a major enabler of Malaysia's rise as a leading global economic power. His passion for improving the quality of lives of his people is eminently demonstrated in his exemplary approach to leadership and governance based on the principles of sustainability, compassion, and of course, respect. As a thinker-statesman, he has positioned himself strategically to provide durable answers to national, regional, and indeed global challenges. His Excellency's admiration for Pakistan's founding father, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and the great poet-thinker Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal is a matter of delight and pleasure and pride for us. We sincerely appreciate his efforts in bringing Iqbal's visionary ideas to global prominence. In this context, his intellectual endeavors reveal the breadth of his socio-political insight. Excellency, as we welcome you into the NUST alumni community of over 55,000 professionals spread across 70 countries worldwide, we seek your patronage and support in strengthening our ties with Malaysian universities. Ladies and gentlemen, NUST envisions deeper economic and research collaborations with our sister institutions in your country. With your mentorship, we hope to create meaningful and lasting connections that will most certainly benefit both of our countries' educational landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, I would once again like to thank all our distinguished guests for your presence at this momentous ceremony. Pakistan Zindabad, Pak Malaysia Friendship Paindabad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, has been an icon of enduring bond of friendship and cooperation between Pakistan and Malaysia. With an illustrious career spanning over 4 decades, His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim is regarded as one of the leading statesmen of our time. He is an esteemed scholar, having authored several books on diverse topics, including political economy, literature, and philosophy. It bears mentioning that his book titled Script for a Better Malaysia, which is also translated into Urdu, outlines actionable pathways to societal development, national prosperity, and individual well-being. He is indeed a veritable champion of comprehensive strategic partnership between Pakistan and Malaysia. In recognition of his exceptional contributions towards fostering strong bilateral ties, his powerful presence on the world stage, and his dedication to the promotion of Allama Iqbal's teaching to public service, the Board of Governors of the University of Sciences and Technology, Pakistan, has resolved the award of the honorary degree of Doctor of Philosophy to the Excellency Anwar Ibrahim. Now I invite the Registrar NUST to continue with the formal proceedings of the convocation. Sir.
I now request the Honorable Rector NUST to confer honorary degree of Doctor of Philosophy on His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia.
In accordance with the resolution of the NUST Board of Governors and by virtue of the authority vested in me as the Rector of National University of Sciences and Technology, I admit His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, to the honorary degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and in token thereof, I authorize him to wear the robe ordained as the insignia of this degree.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. So now I request the Federal Minister, Mr. Jam Kamal Khan, and Rector NUST to award degree to His Excellency Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. You may have your seats, please. Distinguished audience, now, without further ado, I am honored to invite Dr. Anwar Ibrahim to deliver his keynote address on Dr. Allama Iqbal. Please join me in welcoming him with a warm round of applause.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ministers, Rector, professors and faculty, excellencies and students. May I take this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude. Firstly, to Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif for the invitation and for excellent treatment to my delegation, not only as partners, but more so as friends and brothers. And to the Director, the Board of Governors, I must also express my profound gratitude for conferring this honor, which I humbly accept on behalf of Malaysians who want peace, who want to establish better, cordial, meaningful partnership with our great friend, Pakistan. It is a profound honor to be here today, of course. And undoubtedly, this university is a beacon of excellence in education and innovation. And I mentioned to the rector, I'm the least qualified to assess because I'm the liberal arts guy. And yours is, of course, science and technology, which happens to be the challenge of the time. And if we want to advance and excel as a country, then the focus must also shift. Whilst giving importance to liberal arts, we must shift to give adequate importance and emphasis to the new technology, to science, to engineering, to digital, and to artificial intelligence. Now, since its establishment in 1991, this university has redefined the standards of higher education in Pakistan, being now ranked among the world's top 50 universities under the age of 50. This situation has truly done Pakistan proud, and I share this pride with you in this university in Pakistan. To the students, let me say that your presence at this prestigious university is a testament to your intellect, dedication, and immense potential. Just as Iqbal's philosophy calls for continual self-improvement, your journey here will shape not only your own future, but also the destiny of this nation and the Ummah. Let us not forget that this land has long been the cradle of thought and learning. We are not far from the ancient ruins of Taxila, where institutional learning already took root over 2,500 years ago. And just over 1,000 years ago, the brilliant Al-Biruni conducted his mathematical prowess, observations, measured the Earth's radius with astonishing precision, coming within 1% of the modern estimate. The sons and daughters of Pakistan have always been the forefront of discovery, from the pioneering Nobel laureate Abdul Salam in groundbreaking research in organic chemistry, Pakistani scientists like Dr. Asifa Akhtar, renowned for her work in molecular biology, Ataur Rahman in organic chemistry, continue to make significant contributions on the global stage. The pursuit of knowledge is truly timeless in this land, and it has to be pursued with greater vigor. The search for understanding extends beyond scientific inquiry into the realm of ideas, where the pen is indeed mightier than the sword, articulating thought and shaping culture. In poetry, it allows for the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, and in prose, expressions of profound insight, penetrating the very depth of the human condition. I am therefore delighted that three of Allama Iqbal's influential works have now been compiled in the Malay language and duly presented to the Prime Minister this afternoon. The thoughts of Allama Iqbal, are consistent with the Malaysia's philosophy of nationhood. Philosophy of nationhood, we crafted as Madani or script. At the core, it is a deep commitment to human dignity, social justice, and mutual respect, principles that align harmoniously with the ideals of Allama Iqbal. The Madani vision calls upon all of us to transcend divisions and strive for a future of shared prosperity, moral responsibility, and intellectual renewal. Moral responsibility, I emphasize, because it is a deficit in the geopolitics and among the political elites of the world. Otherwise, you will not find complete abandonment of moral principles when it comes to the continued bombardment and genocide in Gaza and now Lebanon. These shared ideals not only unite our vision, but also echo the timeless wisdom of Iqbal's deeper explorations of selfhood, religion, and modernity, principles that remain as relevant today. In Asrari Khudi, The Secrets of the Self, Iqbal explores the concept of selfhood against the grain of the entrenched Sufi doctrine of fana. Expounded by the likes of Mansur Hallaj, Iqbal argued that the annihilation of the ego runs counter to the very aim of life itself, which is self-realization and self-knowledge, and that khudi, that ego, can ultimately remain undissipated even when in communion with God. What about the lamentations, the shikwa of the Muslim Ummah, mourning about their decline and fall in modern times? In Jawabi Shikwa, Iqbal offers God's reply, highlighting that the decline of the Muslim world stems from its departure from the essential values of Islam. The Ummah must return to the fundamental principles of faith alongside a revival of unity, conviction, and proactive effort. As Iqbal puts it so succinctly, forgive me for my pronunciation, I've been trying very hard this morning. Aql hai tere, se perish e shamshir tere. Okay, intellect is your shield, love is your sword. Iqbal's profound explorations have resonated deeply through the generations. And I believe they take on even greater import in today's world. In his seminal reconstruction of religious thought in Islam, I emphasize this book because in all my teachings, in universities in Malaysia, I was not able to teach in Malaysia, but it's okay, in the past, if you know the history. But I did teach in the UK and in DC. The reconstruction of religious thought in Islam is an essential read for all postgraduate students, because Iqbal advocates for the informed evolution of the Islamic tradition. He critiques both taqlid blind adherence to past interpretations and the uncritical acceptance of Western modernity, urging for a balance between Iman and Aql, faith and reason. Iqbal was far ahead of his time. He warned us, very relevant and pertinent today, how blind adherence could lead to the intellectual malaise of the Ummah, where uncritical thinking prevails over critical discourse, and where obscurantism and ideological rigidity take the place of inquisitiveness and conceptual creativeness. As we witness the Ummah today, the prevalence of such a mindset continues to be a stumbling block to societal advancement and progress. Iqbal, therefore, is as relevant today as he was more than a century ago. You see, too heavy is the crown. It's been comfort to me that I have difficulty in getting it right. Right. Now, Iqbal's conception of the principle of ijtihad, creative thinking, renewal of thought, departs from the fiqh-bounded legalistic approach, opening up this doctrine to new vistas for reform and renewal, islah and tajdeed. Iqbal deploys ijtihad to reinterpret the eternal principles of Islam in the context of modern development in science, philosophy, and metaphysics. It is a bold challenge to both religious scholars and modern thinkers, an invitation to bridge faith with reason and tradition with progress. What we see today, the calamity that we face, is precisely because of the failure to address these issues. And it is unfortunate, in fact shameful, that this generation has ignored the wisdom of the sage of the past. That we continue to look at religion, look at our welfare and society in a blinkered manner, discarding the need for reason, for ijtihad, for respect, for tolerance, for the need to assimilate knowledge to the full. Now, in reflecting Iqbal's philosophical call for self-reformation, it begins with self-reformation. We can talk about governance, good governance, or anti-corruption, or order and society would be rendered meaningless without your firm commitment from the self to believe that corruption is a scourge and abuse of power must be condemned. Therefore, self-reformation and societal progress, according to Iqbal, is impossible to achieve. We ignore the fundamental principle in the belief and to begin with the self. And here I take note to reflect this century's great statesman, where the vision, candor, commitment in building a nation, and the profound speech articulated in the 1947 Constituent Assembly by Qaid al-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Now, if Iqbal inspired the soul of Pakistan, then Jinnah gave it form and direction. His leadership was not born of convenience or expedience, for that would be transitory, but born of a profound belief in justice, equality, and the inalienable rights of individuals. In the face of immense historical pressures, Jinnah stood unyielding in his commitment to creating a state where all citizens, regardless of their faith or background, would be equal before the law. Steadfast in his commitment to good governance, emphatic in his advocacy, Jinnah waged war against bribery, corruption, nepotism, labeling them as the curses of society, which, if unchecked, would be the poison to bring a nation down. Jinnah's vision of Pakistan as a nation of dignity and resilience mirrors the very principles that Malaysia holds dear as encapsulated in the Madani tenets, namely sustainability, compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity, and trust. Both countries, Malaysia and Pakistan, both Zindabad. Committed to the ideals of unity, progress, and justice, and this shared commitment has brought us closer over the years. This relationship between Malaysia and Pakistan is deeply rooted in mutual respect, historical antecedents, and shared aspirations. Over the years, our nations have grown closer, not only through trade and diplomacy, but through the bonds that unite our peoples. I have emphasized this need to the Prime Minister and the colleagues today that regrettably things have evolved in a sluggish manner to circumstances that we are all familiar with. But at least for now, there's a renewed commitment. There is a tenacity, preparedness by both leadership in both countries to do whatever is necessary to enhance this bilateral relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Trade between Malaysia and Pakistan is now nearly $2 billion, meager $2 billion annually, driven by key industries such as palm oil and textiles. There is vast upside for us to enhance collaboration in the halal industry, Islamic finance, innovative financial instruments, greater participation in Sharia-compliant investments, positioning Islamic finance as a global ethical alternative, but more so now with new initiatives in climate change policies, environmental protection, digital transformation, including artificial intelligence. At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that our economic fundamentals must remain strong and robust to withstand the slings and arrows of global uncertainties and challenges. And this must include instituting all the requisite structural reforms, no matter how unpopular that they may appear at first blush. While good and effective medicine may be bitter and hard to swallow, the cure it brings and the fruit of our labor will be worth the sacrifices. Professors, ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia must also expand efforts to counter radical extremism and the scourge of terrorism. Through shared intelligence, strategic partnership, and joint counter-terrorism initiatives, we must redouble our efforts to combat this threat at its roots. The task ahead requires a unified approach that goes beyond military and intelligence collaboration to include education and social reforms that address the root causes of radicalism and extremism. And as we part and chart a path towards renewal and progress, the role of youth and women are paramount. And it is essential that Malaysia and Pakistan work together to promote their contributions. We must empower youth and women to take their rightful place as the innovators of tomorrow. Equally inspiring is the role of Pakistani women whose contributions span various sectors, including education, healthcare, and creative art. We pray, inshallah, that this collaboration will be able to uplift the conditions of our people and move towards progress, particularly in the global south. Why do I emphasize global south? Because of the flaws in the international financial architecture, the imbalance in trade practices, and the gross neglect of the plight of the poorer countries and emerging economies. Let us therefore unite to close the gap between the global north and south and create a future where knowledge and opportunity are shared freely and equitably. Our responsibilities extend far beyond development. Today, as I alluded to earlier, the genocide in Gaza continues with impunity. With a new chapter of bloodletting carnage unfolding in Lebanon, we are reminded yet again of the barbarity, depravity, and utter cruelty of Israel. Therefore, we must stand unwavering, demanding an immediate end to Israel's killing spree. And as we boldly go forward, shaped by our leaders and ideals, let us reflect on the timeless words of Allama Muhammad Iqbal from his poem, "Other worlds exist beyond the stars. You are an eagle. Flight is your vocation. You have other skies stretching out before you. Do not let mere day and night ensnare you. Other places, other times, and places belong to you. Gone are the days when I was alone in company. Many here are my confidants now. Malaysia and Pakistan must work together to fulfill this promise. A future of renewal, a future of tajdeed, a future of islah for progress. Inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Excellency, for an enlightening address. This marks the end of our live broadcast. We truly appreciate the participation of our distinguished online audience of University of Malaya. It has been a privilege to have you join us virtually for the special occasion.